Hello, everyone. Thank you for your time. Please just allow me to put on the PPT slides for the short presentation today. Brilliant. So, greetings to all of our lovely agents. My name is Tian, and I work as a student recruitment coordinator here at UA92 Global in Manchester. I would love to use this opportunity to do a short training about UA92 Global. Before we dive in, let's watch a short video first to have a taste of the UA92 Global experience. UA92 Global is the result of years of collaboration between the class of 92 and Lancaster University, driven by their joint passion to nurture and develop young people, both academically and personally. We have the academic rigor from Lancaster University, the philosophy of champions from the class of 92, and the great connections over 30 industry partners. The idea of UA92 is to provide a real-world preparation education, creating a new educational experience that was quite different to traditional universities. So not just offering academic knowledge, but also focusing on personal and character development that are essential in life after university if the student wishes to find work in the UK market. We keep emphasizing UA92 Global is a game-changing higher education provider. I think that all boils down to our distinctive approach to higher education. So at our university, students focus on one subject at a time with no traditional exam period. So instead, we have assessment each block with group work, presentations, etc., throughout the whole academic year. So I think this could be a great selling point for a student who does not want to go through the high pressured examining period. Okay, and we also offer 6 intakes each year. I know a lot of college and universities offer 3 to 4, but at UA92 Global, we offer 6 intakes each year, which gives a lot of flexibility for students to join our university. And we also have a very fixed time schedule for a student to study with us. So a student would be either a morning student from 9 to 1 or an afternoon student from 2 to 6. And another thing to mention here is we also offer a 2-year accelerated degree. So for any student who wants to complete a UK degree in the shortest period of time, I think UA92 Global could be a good choice for them. So our degree will prepare for students for life after university, and UA92 Global really believes the power of getting our business partners involved, and we work with the brightest and the best brands. So some of these partners not only co-develop our curriculum, but are an important part of the learning experience. For example, Manchester United, UA92 students may benefit from placements across a range of departments at the club, based just up the road in Old Trafford, which is only 5 to 10 minutes walk from our campus. And I know cricket is a big thing, so Lancashire Cricket Club, not only our UA92 students could benefit from their mentors and guest lectures and experience days from this legendary club in the UK, and students could also enjoy and very unique experience from Lancashire Cricket Club Media Centre, and they also provide work opportunities and potential internships that students could apply for. Also, I know a lot of Indian students love to study business related subject. So we have KPMG, which is part of the biggest, which is part of the big four in the whole accounting firm industry. So KPMG, they support UA92 with a comprehensive selection of skills and workshops and guest lectures and work placements. Also, Microsoft, they have offices within our campus, so we are actually in really good company. You know, UA92 students could interact with Microsoft staff on a daily basis, which is very exciting and very, very unique for an international student to have. Okay, so why do I say Manchester is the best city for an international student? Because Manchester is the second largest city in the UK. It is the biggest city in the whole north of England. It is a city very, very bold, welcoming, and buzzing with life. Many students fall in love with it and never leave. You know, Manchester rivals London in terms of what it has to offer to students. If you're looking for a city with as much culture, entertainment, food, nightlife, and attraction as London, but with a much lower price tag, look no further than Manchester. There are plenty of things to do in this young and dynamic city. So I guess the main problem that we'll be having is planning how to fit them all in one day, because maybe not in one day, but how to fit them all while you're at Manchester, because there's just so much to do in this city. And Manchester is truly an international city with a lot of international students. You know, every one out of every 5 students in Manchester is an international student. And also our very brilliant travel links makes it a perfect destination and to go abroad or to travel to the rest of the UK, no matter if it's to Wales or Scotland. And we stand very proud as a sports city. We are home to 2 Premier League football teams, Manchester City and Manchester United. Okay, now let's move on to the student journey at UA92 Global. So this is the complete student journey for an international student. Let me elaborate these points one by one. So first, student will obtain an unconditional offer. To obtain an unconditional offer letter, the student will have to meet all the required conditions listed on the conditional offer letters. After that, it's acceptance. To accept your place at UA92 Global, students will have to pay the deposit and provide the acceptance form to our admission team. So the amount of the deposit is usually 50% of the whole first year tuition fee, and the acceptance form is usually attached to the unconditional offer letter. So it's very easy to find. And after students have accepted their place at UA92 Global, they will then be asked to do an PCAS interview. Okay, so students must attend our PCAS interview. It is an very important part during the whole admission process. This is normally an informal interview conducted by our admission officers. You know, a lot of people might be thinking, okay, so what's the point of this? What's the point of this? Well, the main purpose of this is to really test the student's ability to communicate in English and to support the student with any sort of visa-related questions. So after the students have successfully passing the PCAS interview, they will then be required to submit all the documents for requesting a CAS letter. And usually, I would say the most important ones among all the CAS documents are the financial documents, you know, which could be either which could be bank statements, bank letters, or education loan letters. Please remember to submit these documents as early as you can, as we have a very strict CAS deadline for each intake. And if the student failed to provide the CAS documents before the CAS deadline, the student will then have to be deferred to our next available intake. But this shouldn't be a major problem, because, as I mentioned earlier, we have 6 intakes each year. So, you know, even if the student is deferred to the next intake, it's normally only around 7 to 8 weeks away from the previous intake. After the CAS document is submitted, we will then request the CAS letter from the Lancaster University, as they will be the main sponsor of the student's visa while they're studying in the UK. So once the CAS letter is ready, our admission team will be in contact with the agent or the student shortly. But please remember to wait at least a week to chase any CAS updates from our admission team. So after the CAS letter is issued, students would then have to use it to, well, obviously, along with other documents, to make a visa application. Okay, so I would always recommend a student to use the priority or super priority visa services due to the high volume of visa applications in India currently. And next thing is really important is to book the accommodation. I cannot emphasize enough the importance of booking accommodation in advance, because before traveling to the UK, because Manchester currently has a lot of home students and international students, and student accommodations are in very high demand. So please put this as a priority thing for your student to do before they arrive in the UK. Please note down that students must provide the accommodation proof during the registration to become fully registered with us. Okay, so this is highly important. Next, after booking the accommodation in Manchester, students will then have to provide the visa decision letters and arrival date and other travel plans to our support team. Okay, you could find our dedicated student support team's email address in the very end of this presentation. The last 2 points are when students have already, the last 2 points are basically on campus. So this is after the student has done all the steps above and have reached the UK successfully. Okay, so I'm going to use the next 2 slides to elaborate these 2 points. So registration and attendance. Students will normally receive registration emails from Lancaster University and UA92 Global 1 month prior to their course starting date. These emails will have very detailed registration guides to ensure our international students are well prepared before the course starts. Okay, so before students arrive on our campus, first step for the student is that they will have to complete Lucy registration at home. Lucy is the name of the Lancaster University student portal, because we share the same student portal as the Lancaster University student. Okay, so students will receive step-by-step guide on how to complete the Lucy registration from the registration emails that they will receive. And then after the first step, on the registration day, students must come to our campus and bring their UK accommodation proof, academic documents, passport to register with Lancaster University staff and UA92 Global staff. Okay, so on this day, students will have to be on campus. Okay, they cannot do this, you know, if they're not in Manchester. They have to complete this step physically on our campus. Okay, also on the registration day, they will, because Microsoft, who is, well, great partnership with us, they have Microsoft provides all the learning platform for UA92 global students. So they will also complete a Microsoft team setup with us on the registration day, and also among other exciting things. Okay, so last but not least, once the students have done all of the registration steps with us, register with Lucy and also register on campus and attending the welcome week sessions with us, after all of that, students will then be notified by one of our student support team members if their student card is ready to be collected. You cannot get in the campus without a student card, or getting to any classroom, or using other, or if the student wishes to use the laptop on our campus, they will also have to get a student card. So it's highly important to complete all the steps, okay, mentioned on this PowerPoint here. Okay, so last but not least, I really want to emphasize the importance of the attendance. So following the regulations from UKVI, all international students who are on student visa route are required to attend all classes to maintain attendance to meet the visa requirement. For an UA92 global student must maintain 85% overall, which basically means that they are only allowed to be missing one class per block. Basically means that students are only allowed to be missing one class in each 6 weeks. Attendance is recorded each week by the course leader, and it is closely monitored by our registration team. So please advise your student to attend every single class each week. If the student failed to meet the attendance requirements, students might be withdrawn from the university, as we will take steps to withdraw the sponsorship of their student visa, and we will inform the Home Office to terminate their study and legal right to stay in the UK immediately. These are the contacts if you need to be in touch with us: admissions, recruitment, and student support. Okay. Great, that's all the presentation for today. Thank you so much for your time, and let's have a fruitful year of student recruitment.